Hello, friend. It's so good to see you again. Stephanie here from Escape and Paint, and I've got to move this because if I don't, then I'll get distracted. Okay. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Okay, so I have a project that I'm working on that is from in the past. Tammy and I were working on, both got these at a business thing that we went to in October, and we started them several months ago, and I don't remember if she said she finished hers or didn't finish hers, but I know I didn't finish mine. So I'm moving my comments over here where I can see them, and I am switching to my other camera, and you guys can see all the goodies. And okay, look, I got all these paints over here, y'all. All these paints. Trying to decide what I'm painting on these, and I've got 5 little interchangeable or dimensional element ones that can go on here. I'm trying to figure out if this one goes up here. I think it does because I think 2 of them went above and 3 went below, or all 5 went below, and you could do those up there. But they all kind of fit up there, so I'm trying to decide. I still haven't decided on the color for my guitar yet, so I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to write my dreamer right over that, and I'm going to work on my butterflies today. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do all of these as well or not. So I'm going to set this to the side for right now. And I'm going to move this over here to the side. Now I've got paints to do if I do choose to work on my, I don't like how flat that mountain and ground looks. So I've got some colors if I wanted to adjust that. And I have some reference photos over here, or I did have some. Where did they go? I moved them down. Hang on just a second. Let me pull that back up. There we go. I've got some reference photos to some different butterfly photos so that I can kind of play with what I want and what I like. This one apparently got some streaks on them, so I may just go ahead and lay down a real quick coat of white on all of them and get started that way. So tell me as you join me, are you a dreamer? Do you like to dream? Do you have anything that you're like an art or anything else that you're kind of passionate about? And have you ever thought about turning your passion into profits? Just curious. Because I think most of you, if you follow my page, and or if you're my friend, you've seen at least a couple of little blurbs on there where Philip and I are in a new business venture or fixing to start a big, it's fixing to open to the public. We've been involved with it for several months working on getting it ready to be available to the public. But we've got a new business venture called Art Country Central that we're working on getting open. It's a membership, and we help artists of all sort. We're trying to include musicians and seamstresses and anybody that, I think we even have a tea connoisseur that wants in and wants in on it and stuff. If you don't already have a niche built in, we're going to work. We have some art that will be available for you that you could paint and use to get started until you really develop your own niche. Really, you have a real strong niche of your own. Okay, and I'm, like I said, I'm just going over these really quick with white. I realized as I was hitting the go button that they had some streaks of color in them, and that doesn't hurt my feelings per se, but it may make, if I choose to do yellow on one and it has blue streaks on it, might make it turn a little funny colored in a couple of places, and that wouldn't be what I wanted at all. So, do you have a art form that you're passionate about? Do you dream of being able to do this full time and maybe make a little bit of money and help ends meet, or maybe go full time with it? Maybe offer a membership of some sort with with your talent or your skill? If you do, leave me a comment. Tell me what it is. I'd love to talk to you about it. I kind of only barely discovered mine when a friend of ours a year and a half ago was a guest artist in a group, and she was just kind of sharing, if you wanted to do this kind of a thing, if you wanted a paint party business, you could do this. This is a person who's really good at teaching you how to be successful at this business. And it was like, And I immediately thought of my daughter, who loves to do art, who loves to be artsy. And I thought, well, we could work together to build her a business. And then when she gets old enough, she could just kind of take it over, like change of ownership kind of a thing. And that's what we're doing kind of together. That's what Escaping Pain is all about. It's us doing art. Typically, she works paint parties with me. And we visit and whatnot with all of our guests. And she does live some, but she's typically doing schoolwork when I'm doing our lives, so she doesn't always do lives with me. Okay, so I've got a base coat on all of those. And now I think I want to do the big one with the blue. I want it to have, that's not the right shade of blue there, so hang on just a second. Let me go grab the blue I want. I'm pretty sure I have enough. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? Good job. Good deal. Good deal. I'm glad you're being brave and just going for it. All right, so I'm going to put, and this is, for those of you who are interested, this is Deco Art Americana Turquoise Blue. And it is, I think I need to mix just a touch of Laguna with it to get the shade that I'm thinking I want. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to mix them together. Y'all, if you would say hi as you join me, I would love to chit chat with you, especially if you have a business that you're wanting to get off the ground and you're wanting maybe a little more information on how to do some of that. All right, so I'm going to put this all down over this white. I put the white down to make sure that everything would show up pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and just coat this whole thing. Hey, Tammy. Gas is gone on our coastline. Friends at beach complaining. Oh, well. Hey, Pam. How are you doing today, Miss Pam? So it's not hit you yet, Tammy, but it's getting close. Hey, Alicia. Yeah, I love butterflies too. So, and Tammy and I went to a business thing back in October, and that's where we gotten this original piece. And so I'm working on painting mine. So yeah, it's on the coastline. It's just not hit you yet. Okay, well, let me know when it hits you. I have a feeling it's going to be hitting us too soon, Tammy. But we started them on a live one time, and I haven't decided what I want to do with my guitar yet. So I haven't. But these are dimensional elements that go over here, and I'm having to decide. I'm trying to decide, do I want to paint these on the board too, or do I just want to leave it like this? I think I'm just going to leave it like this and just kind of have it go like, and do these over it. Do these over the ones that go over it and then glue them in place and then go from there. But I don't think I'm going to be on long enough today to do much more than a couple of the butterflies. At least getting them started good, because I don't want to keep everybody all day today. Hey, Melissa, how are you? I got to finish mine from Dollar. You've got to finish yours? Well, see, that's what I'm doing is finishing mine, because I'm like, I'm just tired of it sitting there on the shelf waiting. So I'm going to work on. Yeah, thank you, Melissa. I thought it looked pretty good. I need to add some shading for my mountains to look right behind it, but that's okay. I'll get there. It's a work in progress. Y'all may see it again later this week as I'm working on it. I may just decide this is the project that I'm finishing this week, because I'm trying to get a lot of the stuff that's just sitting on my shelf out of the way, because I'm tired of it just sitting there on my shelf. It's just annoying. Okay, so I'm going to take some bright orange and some bright yellow, and I'm going to kind of ombre on the next one. And maybe it'll look a little monarchy when I get done with it. We'll see. So I was asking anybody and everybody when you come on to say hey, which you guys have done. Thank you. And I was asking, are you a dreamer? Do you have something that you want, something that you're passionate about, art-wise or business-wise, that you could see yourself trying to turn your passions into your profits with? I know most of y'all are business owners, so it makes sense that you would. That yellow and orange wasn't wanting to blend like I wanted it to. It's like, wait. Need it to be a little more blended in there in that middle section. And now we'll grab a little bit more. And I'm not washing my brush out on this as I'm going from the darker to the lighter color. You should probably go the other direction and start with your lighter color and go into your darker color, typically. But, you know, I'm just going to be doing everything the difficult way, so. All right, I like that. I really like how that one shaded out. And that is a bright orange and bright yellow for that one. I love to make them look like real butterflies, so I'm trying to find some colors. I don't want them all to be totally different, but it would be nice to have some differences. There's one with a little more soft yellow to it. So let's see. Let me rinse. Now I'm going to rinse my brush out because I'm going between two different ones. Hey, Lisa. How are you, sweetheart? How are things today? Okay, I'm going to get some of my white and mix it with this yellow because I did not bring the baby yellow. The soft yellow that I would say would be the one that I would want typically for this color that I'm seeing. It's not quite buttermilk, but it's more buttermilky than it is the others. So I'm just going to do a light yellow on there. And again, I just mixed the white with the bright yellow because you don't have to have tons and tons of color. Now, I did actually bring loads of colors, loads and loads of my color shifts over here to do enhancing on them if I wanted to. But I don't think this piece, the way I started it, is going to needs all of that. It might have some highlights with some of it, but I don't think it's going to be right if I do like tons and tons of it. So let me see. I don't have red over here. Why do I not have red over here at all? Okay. You'll have to excuse. I love butterflies. The colors. Thank you. I'm loving the colors myself. it's a fun project. Like I was saying earlier, Tammy and I'm thinking several of the others that are watching that have tuned in have went to a business retreat together back in October, and this was one of the pieces that we got. And Tammy and I painted ours live together, or started them live, and then I've just had it sitting over there on the shelf waiting on me to finish it because I had to set it aside to finish drying. And I was like, that's great, except it's taking up shelf space, and I don't need more stuff taking up shelf space. If I'm gonna hang it, I want to hang it. I want to get it done so I can. So when I walked over there today to see what I was gonna do, I was like, okay, you're gonna finish that. Even if you don't finish it, you need to work on it. So I may be working on it all week this week when you guys tune in as I'm doing my lives. I think I may be working on it and finishing it. Okay, come on. Just a bit. That might have still had a little bit of white that was really wet because I went over them one more time because I realized after I hit go this afternoon on my live that they had a little bit of color on them from something else. Hey, Lori, how are you? How's it going? Y'all, Lori, drop your link to your page in here. And y'all, if you are available in about 2 hours, I'm pretty sure it's at 2 o'clock Pacific time, which would be 4 o'clock Central time. If y'all are available in a couple of hours, you need to head to Lori's page. She does some awesome teaching on how to draw and do things like that. Jamie says she still needs to finish her butterflies. That's me. I've got my base done, and I've got a few more butterflies that I'm going to have to fill in here, and I have to figure out how I'm going to paint my guitar. But I figured I needed to start somewhere, and I just commit. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Thank you. Okay, so, and I saw a purple butterfly, so I can do a purple one. Okay. So that's okay too. So I know you don't have to do realistic on these, and I don't typically do what I would call perfectly realistic, but I do like to keep it realistic colors a lot of times. So not always, but sometimes. So I'm going to just pick the little colors that I like. So Lori put her link in there, you guys, and if you're available in a couple of hours, you're not busy, then go check out Lori. She's got some amazing drawing tutorials. I plan to be there because let me tell you, she does some, I've shared it on my page before, y'all. I've shared her artwork before because it is so good. I just love it so much. All right, so that's got my base coats there. And okay, I think I decided, on here, okay, I don't know if I can get my camera up high enough. I think I've decided to put 2 of them up here on the top of the guitar and 3 of them down below. I think all 5 fit below if you want them to be below, but I wanted to kind of spread mine out and have a couple of them up there and then some of them down here, I think. Or do I want to do all these up here and then have the others down here? Thank me for what? I plan to be there. You do amazing artwork, and I've shared it several times on my page. It's no thanking me. Thank you for doing it and encouraging me and inspiring me. So let's see. What other color butterflies can we do? Let's go ahead and do a couple of these while I'm still at it, because if I don't do all my butterflies, I won't do them, will I? Nope, probably not. So let me grab a thinner brush because this is a smaller area. And I don't just get to go over the sides. So, y'all, this is crazy. I'm just like getting all kind of nervous about trying to make it work. All right, we'll do a smaller one here. And then we'll go. Well, thank you, Lori. Appreciate that very much. And then I'm going to come over here on this side. So she says yes at 2 p.m. Pacific, which is in 2 hours because it should be her lunchtime right now. Because I'm learning time zones really well, y'all. Let's just leave it at that. You know, there's a lot of times in life that I did not need to know, and I did not really stress or worry about time zones. But now I've got friends that are spread out throughout all of them and trying to keep up with when they're going live in their time zone and when I'm going live in my time zone and all that good stuff. I just try to make sure that I can be there for them and cheer them on because I know how nerve-wracking this can be. It is very daunting to try and just pick up a brush and run. It's just very nerve-wracking. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this one. I'm going to try and do it a little more of the ombre. Okay, y'all can't see anything I'm doing now, can you? Okay. Now I'm back in the saddle. What time is that for Central? That would be 4 o'clock Central, which is 5 o'clock Eastern. Yes. Because, yeah, she's 2 hours behind me. So for her to be at 2, it'd be 4 o'clock Central. And then at that's 3 hours behind my East Coast buddies, which would be 5 o'clock. So, yes, 5 your time, Melissa. Yes, ma'am. And then, and thank you, Lori. The time zones, I always have to Google. Well, I did for a very long time. And I've been thankful that I have a small group of artist friends. And I don't mean it like I'm thankful that it's small. I'm just thankful that I can keep up with everybody as well as I can right now. Because as everybody's businesses grow and take off, like every time I turn around, Karen and I are on at the same time. And it's like, look, I need to figure out when I can do it, that I'm not on top of stepping on people's toes. You know, they've already got this time or whatever. And it's like, well, you know, we just kind of got to do our business when we got to do our business. And we just can't stop doing our lives because somebody else is doing a live. So I'm trying to work it out so that it was what we got when we went to a business venture thing. It was Diverse Woodworking cut it for when we went to Paint Party Business Live. And I haven't decided what I'm doing on my guitar yet. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to put on my guitar. But it says Dreamer up here at the top. Hang on, let me see if I can slide it here. I've tried to get my camera as close as I can so people can see the detail on the little things, but then you've got a big project you're trying to show and it doesn't work real well. And so I'm trying to decide what I want to put on my guitar. But I like the butterflies. I love butterflies. And I was thinking, well, I like, you know, everybody was doing different sceneries, different things on theirs. And I saw some that were just like a paint pour kind of a background, but not a paint pour. They were just really pretty colors and iridescence and stuff, and a really pretty, very well detailed guitar in the front. And then I saw some scenes, some different land scenes, a beach scene, and a mountain scene and something else. And I thought, well, I'll just play with this and see what I like, if I like this or not. And so far I like it okay. I'm not gonna say that I'm not digging it like I would like to, but I plan on doing some editing to add some more shading in here. Well, thank you, Lori. I love butterflies. I don't know a lot about them like I should. I really should know more about them because I love them so much. I should invest time in more than just. But I think it's funny that they're just so. I've really tried where when I see butterflies, I see light, happy, spreading smiles where they go. And I want to be like that. I want people to think like that when they think my name, when they hear my name. And the guitar would look good with mountains and a waterfall. Well, I've got the mountains over here beside it, so I might try and do a waterfall over there. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to try and do a beach scene on it, like the whole world, like here's the mountains and here's the beach, or if I wanted to do it simple. So that's a good suggestion, Pam. That's a really good suggestion. So let's see if these guys are dry enough for me to. Oop, the red one's not. The red one's not. Let me fix my fingerprint in the red one. Okay. So, okay, let me rinse that back off. Yeah, I think it would look good with the waterfall and mountains. Got the mountains all around it, so I may need to do waterfall, and so we'll see. We'll see. I gotta figure out how to make that work. That's another something I haven't actually painted before is a waterfall. So I'm gonna grab the black. I'm gonna put just a little bit over here. So many waterfalls in Tennessee. And that was the other reason I kind of went with the background that I did on this. This trip was a trip to Tennessee, and we did go to the hills of the Smoky Mountains. And wasn't it the Smoky Mountains? Jamie, y'all help me out. Jamie and Tammy, y'all help me out. It was the Smoky Mountains, right? And I'm not getting the wrong mountain range in there, am I? And that was one reason I think I started out with the design that I did. I took as many pictures that day. See, a lot of people did theirs while we were there at our business thing. You could paint. Yeah, at Dollywood, yes. And I did not do my wood project. I did the ceramic project instead because I felt like it was smaller and I could get through it faster and feel a little more like I had successfully completed it. And then, okay, let me go back up and look at this guy. Okay, there are a couple of them that have lots of blue in them, and I started to do them all in blue, but I thought, I don't want to do them all in blue. I mean, just because I love blue doesn't mean they all need to be blue. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of do. Okay, I'm going to kind of. It's not really dry brushing because my brush is a little wet, but it's kind of like dry brushing, whether I'm kind of feathering it out from the body here. And if you can see in the stroke edges, it's not a smooth next to the edge. It's kind of got the intended, looks kind of like a feather edge, kind of sharper edge there. And I'm going to kind of pull it out on both sides just a little bit there. So I want it to kind of come out there, and then it has a thin edge around the outside here, kind of doing that same thing. So I don't want it super thick on there. I'm kind of pulling it around this corner. I'm just kind of raking around that edge, y'all. I kind of want it to have that feathered not real sharp line edge. I wanted it to kind of do that. That's my goal for this, so I think I'm doing it okay. And then I'm going to go the same thing over here. Because it looks more like it's almost shadow, but you know there's an edging there, but it blends into the different pieces, the different sections on them. Got too much paint there, and it's wanting to be way too strong. All right, now we're going to come around from the other side. Flowers in big groups would look good too. Been to Dollywood so many times. It was fun. It was fun. It was kind of, we had Dollywood's largest ever paint party while we were there. And like I was saying, a lot of people did theirs while they were there, at least started it. I'm just not that fast a painter. When we were at Dollywood, I hadn't actually been painting a whole year yet. So I was really slow. I did mostly finish my gingerbread house, so I was okay with that. But I wasn't going to stress myself out over whether or not I'd managed to I wanted to spend time and think about and to figure out exactly how I wanted my butterflies to look. Does that make sense? When I was there, I didn't want to feel rushed to complete it. Not that I was comparing myself or saying I wasn't as fast as anybody else while we were there. I don't want anybody to think that either. Comparison is the thief of joy. Never compare yourself to others if you can help it. Yes, I'm preaching to myself because I do it all the time, and you shouldn't do it. It will steal your joy. It will make you miserable, and you don't want it, and I don't want it for you. So don't compare yourself. Don't say, I don't go as fast as, or I don't do as pretty as. And I try really hard to remember that everybody's been doing things different lengths of time. Everybody's got different talents. Everybody's got different skills. And for me, the whole reason I opted to wait and do mine later was because, like you said, Pam Keith, quality is better than quantity. And to me, I wanted mine. I love butterflies. It meant a lot to me to have the butterflies. It was just so cool. It was like, oh, wow, that's just like so neat. And I was like, but I want mine to be a quality butterfly rather than I just slap some paint on there and I'm done. And I felt like if I was trying really hard to work there, that I would go faster than I wanted to, and I would make mistakes that I wouldn't be happy with later. Yes, Lisa, it's also a huge it's a huge form of self-abuse, and I think kind of to that, I have to say I agree with that, because you're not being kind to yourself at all, and it's just not necessary. Your skills have grown so much in a year. Well, thank you. I have tried really hard to grow them and to work to learn. I had not really done a whole lot of painting prior to joining the mentorship, where I met most of you ladies that are chit-chatting with me today. If not all of you. I think it's all of you that I've seen the names for so far. But all right, so that's got it. See how it looks like it's not perfect. I don't want it perfect. I want it to have that little bit of feather. When you look at a butterfly, if you've seen them up close, they don't have this. They're not like scaled like a snake is, but they're not fuzzy like a moth. There's just some differences to them, and I wanted to add just a little bit of that to that. So I'm kind of pulling that in there, and then let me see. Does that one actually have any white dots on it? I think it does not. Yes, it does. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the white. Whoops, I don't want the black in there on that. Take a little bit of the white and put it in with a little bit of the blue, or a lot of the blue. I'm going to kind of add a little bit to this streaking in here, just to add a dimensional layer in there. I think there was a little bit more black left in my brush than I thought. Oh well. I don't think it looks bad. I think it's just adding to the dimension there, but we'll see. If I don't like it, I can always paint over it, right? Yeah, I've struggled for a long time with what I do good and what I don't do good, and am I doing okay? And so I'm just trying really hard to just. Now I'm going to take the back. No, I'm actually going to get my stylus out, y'all. I bought a set of these. Whoops, there's 3 of them at Hobby Lobby. And I love these because my paintbrushes just aren't quite small enough sometimes. And there's like 6 different sizes on the tips of them. There's 2 sizes on each one. And they have different sizes. So I'm going to take the smallest one right here. And I'm going to leave these out right here real quick. And then I'm just going to dip it in the paint. And I'm going to put some little bitty white dots down that side. I'm going to put about 9 because everybody says odd numbers helps to attract the eye. And then I'm going to put a few more down here, not a lot. I think it looks like it might need a bigger black down here, but I don't want to mess with it because I like how it looks. So I'm not going to worry about it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 7 down here. We'll start right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably too close together on the one side, but again, I'm not going to stress over it today. But I do like how that looks, and I like that little bit of shading in there. I might have to go in with a little bit more white though. I don't think that has all of my. Oops, got water dripping down there. Okay, so I'm just going to take, and I'm going to kind of wipe some of it off because again, I'm trying to do it dry brush effect. I don't necessarily want it to be, and I like how that other's underneath there. It kind of adds to the shading on it, so I'm kind of glad that happened then. Then I'll put just a little bit down here. There we go. Just a little bit more there. Okay, I think that one is done. I like how the top up here has that little bit of shadowing under it too. 1 down. And now, do I have a decent liner brush within reach? Let's see. Okay, so this I'm going to do kind of monarch, or that's the goal, which is going to kind of have it going around this edge here, coming down. It's going to come toward the body. Okay, why are you not behaving today? I apparently didn't clean it well or didn't clean it right because it's like sticking all kinds of out, and normally it is not. Okay, and I'm twirling it as I'm running it through here, trying to get it to stay a little snugger and that twist in. Some of them just do it better than others. Okay. It's going to come into the center and kind of go all the way across. And that one almost looks like it has a big black line just right across the center. So I'm going to kind of mimic that a little bit. And we're going to go all the way around the outline. Once I get all the way around the outer edge, I'll worry about bringing it in a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to come up here and come around this edge. So what is everybody else doing today? I know that in a couple of hours I'm going to be watching Lori, because she does awesome artwork, y'all, and she's got this amazing ability to teach art and drawing, and y'all can laugh at me if you want to, but I don't think it's funny. I think she's got some serious talent. And for someone who didn't take art after like 4th or 5th grade, I'm like, I really need some art, some basic, how do you do this kind of stuff. It helps you to understand when you're painting the layers that go into it. Personal opinion. It helps me to make a better piece. Okay. So what is everybody doing today? Today is Tuesday, May 11th. Yeah, you do learn by doing. And I like to follow along when Lori's teaching her little tutorials on how to draw, because you just gain so much when you're able to do it with somebody. I love to follow Sarah when she's doing her tangles. Got a friend, Sarah, who's a teacher, that she does some awesome tangles. She teaches how to just do that for relaxation sake and stuff. And some people find it very frustrating. I have found that I doodle anyway, so if I've got some design to my doodles, it's kind of, you're painting bathroom crates. Okay, well, that works. The bathroom needs crates, and they probably ought to be painted to be cute, right? Yeah, it's a form of abuse when you compare yourself and you always come up wanting. It's not fair to you. And you're hurting yourself. So, yep. And you got to learn by doing, like we've already said since then. So, yep. You got to keep learning, keep going, keep doing, keep pushing. All right, now that I've got my basic outline, the tips have a little bit more that comes in, and there's going to be like a wavy line here and a wavy line kind of in here. And we're going to have some little bitty V's and strings and tips and wiggles. Sarah has that darling accent. Pam says she's working on a wind chime, but what? And yes, Sarah's accent is kind of cute to listen to too. Okay. So we're gonna have one little narrower one right here. And we're gonna have 1, 2, and 3 there. And then there'll be some white dots in there. So we're going to kind of go 1, 2, 3 in there. And we're going to kind of have one more kind of pulled right in here. And kind of have a few little ones in here. Show that one that's there, the main one that's there. And then we're going to do some more coming down and out. People tell me I have an accent, but don't know what they're talking about. The fishing line is driving me. Oh, Pam, fishing line can be such a pain. I would love to restring a couple of wind chimes that we have, but I refuse to touch the fishing line right now because I'm like, no, I would be like pulling my hair out and not a very nice person. And I'm with you. I get told I have a little bit of an accent. And I'm guessing it has to do with we're just not used to hearing the sounds. What we're used to hearing is just the words out of our own voices. The words that we say, the way we say them. So, okay. I think that looks pretty good. What do y'all think? I think we're doing okay. We're going to have one right here, and then a little ladder down there. You do have a darling Southern thing going on. Well, I'm just going to take your word for it. I know Lisa's got her little accent too, which, again, I think we all have an accent that we don't hear because it's just what we're used to. My thoughts come in the same sound that comes out of my head to me, that I hear with my voice. Now, when I listen to myself, oh, y'all, it's dangerous how sad how cringy I get with that, because it's like, oh, yeah, you just need to learn to hush your mouth, girl. And then I'm like, okay, no, people actually wanted to hear you speak. They wanted to hear what you have to say. You just need to slow down so they can understand you better. I was always told that people from up north talk really, really fast. Well, and then I met my brother-in-law who is from up north. And y'all, I'm just kind of getting some of the edge of this with the black because the color was really bright on there. And it was like, I don't really want orange on the side as much as I think. Maybe I did. And then there's the y'all. Yeah. Well, and I was watching Jamie's live the other day, and she was talking about, well, that's really not a part of the stencil that I'll probably use a whole lot because I don't say y'all. And I laughed and laughed because they even spelled it the right way, because it is an abbreviation of you and all. And the way I understand abbreviations to work, and the way I've always abbreviated it, is Y, take out the O and U, and then put in the all behind it. So it would be Y''AL. L. Now, I've seen it done abbreviated several different ways. I don't listen to my video replays because I say I don't sound like that. And my boys are like, yeah, you do. I don't blame you. I don't listen to them a lot if I can avoid it. I have had to, we were going through we were listening to and trying to find all of we needed to edit out when we did a video a while ago for our launch. And I was listening to it and I was like, well, that doesn't sound too bad actually. And then there was one spot and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that's part of the mistake that's fixing to get deleted. Because no. But yeah, we all have a little bit of an accent. We just don't know it because to us, it's just how we sound. But yeah, I told Jamie, I said, you can use it and trust that it's okay because it's spelled right. You just don't have to say it. On her live the other day when she was talking about that, I say you guys. I know you do. But it was just funny that on the stencil that you got the other day from your monthly essential stencils thing, it says y'all on it, and I was laughing because you're like, I don't think I'll be using that part of that stencil very much, because I say, and I thought it was funny because at least they spelled it right, so you could use it if you wanted to, right? I mean, you could. Okay, so this one has some whites on it too, so I'm going to need a little bit more white. Y'all, if the power goes out, I'm sorry, I will lose my broadcast. Or actually, StreamYard may still have the broadcast going, but everything else may not be working. Let's put it that way. So I'm hoping that it won't lose my broadcast. So it has some really big white dots in here. So again, I'm using my little stylus here. You can use, if you want to, the back of your paintbrushes. Like I said, when I want to be able to do smaller dots, like some of these little detail dots, and I want them to stand out a little better, I typically use something a little smaller so that I can do the smaller dots on it. And this has little dots, and I'm just going to just load it up. I'm not even going to count. I don't even know what I say. Melissa does say it all the time. That's okay. I love it. I can understand her. Let's just leave it at that. So, I say it regularly, but I don't know if I have a phrase that I say regularly. I'm sure my husband and kids could tell you if I do. Other than because I do say let me think about it. I don't know. And that's really not a good phrase to be your known for phrase, right? All right, let's lay all these dots down. Now, there are a few along the bottom down here, so let's twist this little guy around here. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? She says she's back. She was here before and then had to take care of something, I guess. All right. So now I'm just kind of dotting around. Trying to keep enough paint on here. I do want some of them to be smaller ones. Smaller little white dots. Love me some butterflies. Yeah, I do too. And this is a project that we got when we went to a business retreat last year in October. And I put off doing mine until I got home because I wanted to be able to think and go slow. Because I really do love some butterflies. So, okay, y'all, we've got 2 of them done, and I'll probably come back tomorrow to finish the rest. What do y'all think? These 2, I think they look really good. I really do. Now, there's another one that's blue, and it has some streaking all the way out, and I'm trying to decide, do I pull some shading out here? I think I'm going to real quick before we go. I'm going to add just a touch of black to my blue. I'm going to add a lot of blue. A lot of blue. And I'm going to, thank you, Connie. Is my nemesis, Lori says. Yes, it really is my nemesis. I know it is. So I'm going to kind of drag it out this way. And kind of dry brushing it up into that other one. And I'm going to drag it down this way. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Don't want it thick. Don't want it heavy. Just want it to feel the to be there. And I don't want, like I said, I don't want it dark, but I needed it in that same shade that we had kind of going on before. So we're going to kind of just pull that out just a little bit. So I have 3 more to finish tomorrow. So I will, and I may try to do, well, I think I'm going to do the same time. I may come closer to 2:30 tomorrow just because I'm trying to not go on top of, like I said earlier, my friends, when they're live, I try to catch their lives and cheer them on and encourage them. And we all try to do that, but we can't all do that if we're on top of each other. We're both live at the same time. So here's this one. And I think mixing in that little bit of black in there just helped to give it, it's just a little bit of shading there. And then I've got that one. And then I've got 3 more little ones, and then I'll paint some more on the baseboard. Here, let me switch cameras really quickly, and I'll show you all this. Oh, where y'all can see it. There's the camera. There's the camera. Okay, so this is what the board looks like, and I've got a couple of them painted on here. Oh, there we go. That they go on, and these are all dimensional elements that are going to go on here. And I started kind of in honor of where we were at the foothills of the Smoky Mountain when we went, and we were there for Dollywood, and we were there. So I kind of started with the mountain scene. I'm kind of thinking my shading needs a little working on. It's not bad, but it's not too, yeah, it's about an 18-inch piece. Hey Angel, how are you, sweetheart? And then I've got, like, this one's going to go right here. So I'm not worried about painting that one in. These are dimensional elements that go on there. So I'm going to put that one here. And then this one, I think, goes right here. Yeah. Now, if I wanted, I can glue them elsewhere and then have all of these butterflies. But I think I want to leave these here where they were kind of supposed to go, so that I can have the different layers there and still have room, because Dreamer's written up here, and I need to go over that with either black or white. So I think I'm fixing it. Wow, that's an amazing wood round design. 2 thumbs up. Well, it wasn't my design. Let's just go with that. We had the laser etch Dreamer, and the butterflies are all in place in the guitar. We got this one when we went to Business Live at Dollywood. So when we went there, this is a diverse woodworking. I think you can actually order it, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I think there was going to be a discussion between Heidi and Randy about whether it could be ordered or not. So for those that are interested, this might be available. Y'all have to ask. But that's what I'm working on the rest of this week. I'm tired of it sitting on my shelf. I love all these butterflies, and I keep thinking, you need to do the butterflies. And then I'm like, but what do I need to do? You know, so that's what I'm planning on working on. I will hopefully see everybody on Lori's page, Wellspring Studio, right, Lori? Please tell me I've got the right name for the right. She put a link on one of the lives. So yes, yeah, Wellspring Paint Studio is her page. She's going to go live at 2 Pacific time, so that she can show you how to draw on a sunflower. We're learning to draw a sunflower this week. Yay. So she's going to be teaching us that. So if I don't see you before tomorrow, then Lord willing, I'll see y'all today at 2, and we'll chit chat while we watch her teach us how to draw a sunflower. So we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great afternoon.